So a couple different types of unemployment we need to be aware of. Because some unemployment actually isn't bad, it's fairly normal in most any economy, but there is at least one kind of unemployment that we're going to look at and see that it's not that good of a thing and we don't want to see that exist within our economy. So the first type I want to talk about is what's known as frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment is that type of unemployment that exists just because workers are temporarily between jobs. So maybe some of you have had a job, but you quit your job in order to go find another. Well, in that time in between, when you didn't have a job, right, you were unemployed, you were actively seeking work, but really you being unemployed isn't a result of our economy like doing a bad job. It's just that our economy is at a point where it might be fine. You're just looking for a new job, right? And so frictional unemployment is just whenever people are in between jobs. They leave one job in order to find another. Now, we also have structural unemployment. This is when there's something within the structure of the economy that shifts that causes some unemployment. Maybe workers aren't available to line up with the jobs that are available. So there might be a shortage of doctors. Well, why don't you quit school and go be a doctor? Because you're not qualified. The skills that are required don't align with the workers that are available. Maybe there's changes in technology that cause people to lose their jobs. Now, we look at that and you're like, well, people are losing their jobs. That's a bad thing. And it's like, yeah, but also at the same time, it's not causing our economy to be less productive. Actually, what that sometimes means is because of that change in technology, we're being more productive. But these two together make up something that we call the natural rate of unemployment. We're always going to have some unemployment within our economy. We will never see an unemployment rate of zero. Typically what we see is the natural rate of unemployment hangs out somewhere between about 4 to 4.5%. And that's the kind of unemployment that's always going to exist within an economy that's doing really well. Frictional and structural are always going to be there. Now, the type that we should be worried about is this third type, and it's called cyclical unemployment. Cyclical unemployment is that unemployment that happens because of the ups and downs of the business cycle. And so cyclical unemployment happens whenever we see there is a recession. So for example, whenever we saw that happen with the Great Recession or during the Great Depression or during the coronavirus pandemic, that was all because our economy was taking a downturn and therefore people were losing their jobs. That was a fluctuation in the business cycle that was causing unemployment to rise. And what we end up seeing is that cyclical unemployment is just that extra unemployment that's on top of the natural rate. So if we take that current rate of unemployment minus the natural rate of unemployment, what we end up with is how much unemployment was caused by the cyclical unemployment. So think back to April of 2020 when the unemployment rate hit 14.4%. Well, we know that of that 14.4%, about say 4.4 of it was the natural rate of unemployment, which means there was an additional 10% of people that lost their jobs just because of that downturn in the economy. And it could have actually been more. Maybe some of those people had left the workforce entirely once they lost their job. But we saw that our unemployment rate of that change, about 10% of that change was due to this cyclical unemployment.